Hi, welcome to this episode of Snowmobile Stuff by Royal Distributing. This time around, we're talking snowmobile storage because putting a little effort into putting your sled away for the season will definitely save a lot of headaches when it comes time to ride once again. The first thing I like to do is fill up both the gas tank and oil tanks. This minimizes the airspace in the tanks that can pull in and condense moisture during the summer storage period. Also, while you're at it, this is a good time to check all your fluid levels anyways, from coolant to chain case. Next, add some fuel stabilizer to the gas tank. This will help keep the fuel from going bad over time. It's also important to store your sled with fuel that is ethanol free. In our area here in Ontario, that tends to be 91 octane gas. Then you want to run the sled for a little while to get that stabilized fuel up into the fuel system. This is going to take a little bit of time, so definitely don't do this inside. Go outside to a well-ventilated area. And for you carb guys, you may want to shut the fuel off and then run the carbs dry, or maybe drain them before they're put away. Next is to grease all the pivot points. This will push any remaining moisture out that you don't want sitting in there all summer long. Plus, greasing a sled is just a good maintenance item to do anyways. For stuff you can't grease, a little penetrating lube wouldn't hurt in the nooks and crannies. I also like to give the sled a really good cleaning and a mechanical inspection at the same time. Then if you find any problems like a bad bogey wheel or even a bearing, you should really be thinking about fixing that stuff now, because the closer you get to riding season could put you in a really long waiting line. Another thing you want to think about is where you're going to store the sled for the off season. A dry place inside out of the weather is best and easiest. If you have a spot in your garage or even an enclosed trailer, you're ahead of the game. Now, if this option isn't available to you and your sled's going to live on a dirt floor in a shed or maybe outside in the backyard, there's a couple more things you need to be thinking about. First, a good weatherproof cover is super important, and you also want to make sure to get your track off the ground supported with something like this deluxe snowmobile Jackstand by Maxx. Then there's the problem with critters, both inside the garage, but especially when your sled is outside. And that's because a snowmobile is the perfect place for mice to build their summer vacation home. This can be a hard battle to fight. Some steel wool in the exhaust and intake might help keep them out, but it's not guaranteed. Mothballs might also work, or poison is another option to keep mice at bay. Now, I've also seen people use dryer sheets to keep mice away, but I've also seen the mice use those to build bedding out of, so I don't know. Anyways, what I'm trying to say is you need to do whatever you can to stop or at least slow the mice down, because those things can do a massive amount of damage to your snowmobile. Then, if your sled is equipped with a battery, it's a good idea to connect up a battery charger and maintainer. I'd even suggest doing this for whenever your toys are parked for an extended period of time. Now, your particular checklist for putting your snowmobile away for the off-season might be different than this one, and that's okay. The main thing is you're putting some effort into putting your snowmobile away for the off-season.